Here we have a standard bridge rectifier. We've added a cap to the RL that is on the output of it. You'll notice that the input, this ground here and this ground here, are not related to this ground here. They are related, however, to this one. So now that we have that in mind, we need to look at this. Let's look at V out with the cap but with no RL discharge path here. What do you suppose happens to this? We have a cap that there is no resistance here for an RC time constant. Since there's no RC time constant, this cap is going to charge as fast as this goes up here. So it charges as fast as that goes up, as this sine wave causes the voltage to increase here. With no RL, there's no discharge path, so the cap can't discharge, and it just stays at a constant voltage. That's pretty cool. So now we have a turn the DC pulsing, this here and this here and there, to a flat DC waveform, and it charges up to V peak. This V peak right here, it charges to that point. However, a power supply like this is kind of useless because we need power off of it. We need some kind of current off of this thing. So what happens when you have a resistance here to discharge this path? What happens is the cap will charge up like so, and when it gets to peak, the voltage from here to here gets lower than this V peak, and the current path for RL actually comes from the cap. So the cap supplies that, but the cap's voltage dies down when the peak comes back up again here. Like this, we're going to end up with a voltage waveform that looks like this. So this was what it originally looked like. And the waveform is going to look like this. It gets here and charges back up, gets here, charges back up, gets discharges a little bit, charges back up. Now, the size of RL has an awful lot to do with the amount of this ripple, VR. This ripple is calculated by the formula VR is equal to current over F times C. And F is equal to the frequency of the ripple. In this case, if we have 60 hertz in, this is 120 hertz. So the ripple here for a full wave bridge rectifier is 120 hertz. C is equal to the capacitance, whatever cap you put in here, and I is equal to the amount of current required from the Wcap. Since I'm out of space here, I'm going to move this on to the next one.